What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Matt and Ice Show. What's up, Matt? How you doing this morning?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. And today we're going to talk about one of the key things that happened yesterday in Trump's disastrous press conference. Now, we're not going to play the whole entire press conference because he rambled and rambled and rambled for over 50 minutes, and he didn't really say a whole lot. Now, some people are saying that, man, maybe the president really does have some dementia or something's going on with the president. But we just want to play some clips here and show you what he said. And then we're going to fact check what he said as well. Play the first clip.
Well, I think it's like a record. So these are accomplishments. We have a lot of accomplishments. And as you know, this is the anniversary, first anniversary, January 20th. And it's been an amazing period of time. We have a book that I'm not going to read to you, but these are the accomplishments of what we've produced. All page after page after page, individual things. I could stand here and read it for a week and we wouldn't be finished. But we've done more than any other administration has done by far in terms of military, in terms of ending wars, in terms of completing wars. Nobody's really seen very much like it. I think it's appropriate that.
All right, so that's one of the things the president said. He said, you know, we did a lot of stuff, great achievements. We had great achievements in America. Okay, great. So let's actually play another clip here before we give our commentary. This is the truth of the matter. Play the clip.
61 of President Trump's second term, and we've got a brand new CNN poll about President Trump's first year back in office. As our political director, David Chalian, said this morning, you really have to squint hard to find even a small piece of good news for the president in this poll. A majority of the country, 58%, say President Trump's first year has been a failure. That includes 2/3 of independent voters. Now, why is that? Across the board, Americans disapprove of how the president is handling every major issue. He's at 39% on the economy, 42% on immigration. Those are two of the biggest reasons that voters say they sent him back to the White House. The economy is far and away Americans' top concern and has been for years. Right now, 2/3 of voters say the president is focused on the wrong things. And maybe even more importantly, 2/3 say they don't think he cares about people like them.
Matt?
Yeah, no, I'll just say this and kind of keep it like real, like just straightforward. I think with Trump, it doesn't matter how bad he fails. He's just going to declare victory, no matter what. So I think we've never seen that in the presidency where a president just doesn't admit fault at all.
Yeah, I mean, that was bad. That was really terrible. And the funny thing about it is you know, I get tired of saying it, but we already knew this. We knew this before we went to the polls. We knew who Trump was. We had Trump 1.0. And I know people like to act like he was not president before Joe Biden, but he was president. And we already knew this. Trump is a narcissist. We already knew that. We already knew that Trump only cares about himself. So why do we think that Trump 2.0 will be any different? Why do you think he will be focused on our issues? He's not focused on our issues. He got his bag. He got his cronies. They got their bag. And now they're in power. They're just on a revenge tour. You know, just the other day, Trump was upset at countries because he didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, like, it's pathetic. It's just pathetic. So that's what I want to say about that. But moving on, we're going to talk about actually even more things about his speech he had yesterday. It was rambling again. He had a lot to say about a lot of different things. But the interesting part about it is that there's always fact checkers and there's always people who can fact check the president in real time and give us the truth. So play the clip.
There are just so many. I'm struggling to keep track of it. 18 trillion in investment in the U.S. That's a fictional figure. 600% reduction in prescription drug prices. That's a fictional figure. I ended 8 unendable wars. 8 is a fictional figure. We inherited inflation at a historic high. No, he inherited a 3% inflation, just a little bit above where it is now, although it did hit about a 40-year high in June 2022, more than 2 years before he returned to office. He said many of the groceries have come way down. Yeah, there are some particular grocery products that have gotten cheaper during his presidency. But on the whole, grocery prices have increased. And in fact, December's inflation report showed that the biggest 1 month jump in grocery prices in 3 years occurred between November and December. And he just veered into so many inaccurate tangents. He repeated this claim that the Los Angeles wildfires of early 2025 were supposedly caused by the state trying to use some of its water to protect small fish species. Experts in California water policy have repeatedly explained those two things simply have nothing to do with each other. That's imaginary. He said things like, I think NPR and PBS have closed down. They haven't. You can check for yourself, not to tell you to go to another station, but they're still on the air. So just claim after claim. I think we've addressed like 15 plus over my 3 fact check hits so far this afternoon. I could go on and on, but just a litany of lies.
Wrong.
Matt?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think, like I said before, I think he just lies, and lies. I think he's just so used to doing this. And I think in the first administration, other people stopped him, other people spoke up. I think this time he's just being Trump. He's been like this his entire life. I'm just going to say whatever. I'm going to do what I feel. I'm going to freestyle everything. And that's what we see right now. And unfortunately, he's messing up our pockets.
Yeah, freestyle government, man. I mean, it's just kind of bad, you know what I'm saying? Because like anytime anybody says something and the president don't want to hear it, he's immediately going to say,
You're fired. Get out of here.
you don't want to hear it. So of course they gaslight him. His people gaslight him and say, hey, Mr. President, these are the best numbers. You have the best numbers. You're doing the great things. We have the hottest country. And people believe that. They actually believe this country is doing really well when it's really not doing well. So moving along next, we'll talk a little bit about what another thing he said at his disastrous press conference. And he invoked God. A reporter asked him about God, and listen what the president had to say about God.
Last year, you told me that you believe that the reason you won the election is because God put you in this place so that you could save the world. Looking back 1 year, do you feel like God is proud of the effort that you've put in?
I do, actually. I think God is very proud of the job I've done.
Matt?
I think he thought they said, I don't think, let me say this out. I couldn't even get it out right. I don't think he thought they said, I think he thought they meant Putin. I think he got it confused. I think he thought they were talking about Putin. Oh, Putin. Yeah. Putin would be proud. Yeah. So I think he just got confused. Hopefully, I hope that's what happened.
Nah, man, he's got to be proud because
the Epstein Island.
You know, God won't be proud of that. Got to be proud of some other stuff, but he wouldn't be proud of the Epstein list. And we need to get back on that. But I digress. But is God proud of him? I don't know. I couldn't say that. But what I will say is that the American people are not proud of him because if you look here, again, the survey finds, right? Majority of Americans say Trump is not focused on our priorities. He's focused on the wrong priorities. And it goes back to 2024 when everybody in the world, everybody and their mama was telling you like, look, Trump is not focused on you. He's going to focus on grievances. He's going to be focused on like getting it to his bag, like all type of revenge and, just doing all kind of chaos. He's not going to be focused on you. But people just thought, you know what? Who cares? I think Trump he's a good man. He's an honorable man. What's your thoughts on that, Matt?
I mean, I think a lot of times, I know a lot of times people complain, especially with minority voters, about playing identity politics. But Trump is probably, in my opinion, probably the biggest identity politics of our time in terms of being elected for president.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just think at the end of the day, like Trump is just always going to be Trump. And, I just think this is where we are right now. But hey, the American people elected him and we voted for him as a country. And now we have to live with the consequences. But that's all we have for today. Thank you guys for watching our show. Please hit the like button, share, and do what, Matt? Subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you guys in the next video.